estén listos para dejar ese tipo de vida, puedan, Padre, estar en un lugar donde saben que se les puede recibir con los brazos abiertos, Señor. Para eso es esta ofrenda, Señor. Te pedimos en el nombre de Jesús que la bendigas, que la multipliques, y gracias te damos, Señor. En el nombre de Jesús te lo pedimos. Amén. Dios hace milagros, mis hermanos. Tenemos micrófono, ahora sí. Ok, ahora, ya que se encuentran todavía de pie, vamos a permanecer de pie. Vamos a leer la oración de la serenidad, que dice de esta manera. Ahí va a aparecer en el screen. La oración de la serenidad. En cuanto aparezca, si no, aquí yo la tengo escrita. Bueno, vamos a comenzarla. Dice de esta manera: Dios, concédeme la serenidad para aceptar las cosas que no puedo cambiar, el valor para cambiar las cosas que sí puedo cambiar, y la sabiduría para conocer la diferencia, viviendo un día a la vez, disfrutando un momento a la vez, aceptando la dificultad como el camino hacia la paz, tomando como Jesús lo hizo este mundo pecador tal cual es, no como sería, confiando que tú harás que todo salga bien si me entrego a tu voluntad, para que sea razonablemente feliz en esta vida y sumamente feliz contigo por siempre en la eternidad. Amén. Gloria a Dios. Ahora sí, mis hermanos, les invito a tomar su asiento. Y tenemos anuncios. Los quiero dar muy rápidamente porque quiero pasar al platillo fuerte de esta noche. Queremos felicitar a las mujeres que fueron a su encuentro este fin de semana pasado. Hubo guerreras que fueron a tener ese encuentro con Dios. Y hubo también muchas mujeres que fueron a servir. No queremos decir nombres, tú sabes quién eres. Gracias por tomar ese tiempo y entregárselo al Señor a través de sirviendo en este encuentro de mujeres. Y también les dejamos saber a los hombres, este fin de semana tenemos encuentro de hombres, hay espacio disponible. Yo te animo, mi hermano, si no has ido, agarra tu boleto, todavía tenemos oportunidad y ven con nosotros a gozarte en este encuentro de hombres. Ok, de otra manera también tenemos ¿cómo se llama? Una cena de matrimonios el domingo 13 de febrero. Yo te invito, eres casado, tráete a tu esposa, tráete a tu esposo, ven a recibir palabra de Dios, va a edificar tu vida, te va a beneficiar, créemelo, te lo digo por experiencia. Mi esposa y yo anduvimos de la greña por muchos años y esta fue una parte importante que sirvió para que nosotros tuviéramos un mejor matrimonio, un mejor estilo de vida. Entonces yo te animo, mi hermano, mi hermana, ven a esa cena de matrimonios, no faltes. Celebrando la Recuperación va a tener una pequeña participación en este evento. Te animo a que no te pierdas esa participación que vamos a tener. Y también tenemos hermanos que se graduaron de clases bíblicas para ministerio y discipulado el martes pasado. El día de ayer estuvimos aquí presentes en la iglesia y hubo a varios de los hermanos que se encuentran aquí presentes que recibieron su certificado. Felicidades, porque nos damos cuenta de que sigues con ese deseo de seguir creciendo a imagen y semejanza de Dios y quieres mejorar tu vida, y las clases de los martes es una herramienta muy importante para que nuestro crecimiento sea un crecimiento sólido y firme en las manos del Señor. Ok, entonces ahora sí, mis hermanos, vamos a pasar al platillo fuerte. Y nosotros como miembros de este programa de Celebrando la Recuperación venimos y compartimos varias cosas. Entre ellas compartimos experiencia, que es cuando pasamos aquí a este púlpito y compartimos parte de lo que es la palabra de Dios a base de lo que nosotros vivimos. Compartimos también fortaleza y compartimos esperanza. Nos hemos dado cuenta de que nosotros no podemos cambiar nuestro estilo de vida solos. Si tú caíste víctima de alcoholismo, víctima de drogadicción, víctima de ira, de celos, víctima de otras cosas que sabemos que hacen daño, el resentimiento, la ira, no vamos a poder salir de ese trance solos. Necesitamos siempre de la mano de Dios. Y nosotros como seres humanos nos reunimos en este grupo para compartir precisamente nuestra experiencia, nuestra fortaleza y nuestra esperanza. ¿Para qué lo hacemos? Para que podamos darnos cuenta de que no somos los únicos que estamos sufriendo. Todos aquí hemos pasado por momentos muy difíciles en nuestra vida y la única manera como nosotros vamos a poder permitir que Dios haga esa tarea, ese trabajo en nosotros, es tener ese contacto humano el uno con el otro. Y por eso venimos aquí a reunirnos. Entonces, hoy tenemos la bendición de tener entre nosotros a un hombre que cuando yo escuché su testimonio, no solamente cuando estamos aquí en el programa, cuando estamos en la iglesia, cuando estamos en encuentros, en retiros, me doy cuenta de que Dios tuvo misericordia de este varón, que Dios lo alcanzó y que Dios fue capaz de transformar su vida. Y si Él ha transformado la vida de mía en este caso, de la vida de este hombre, ¿por qué no va a transformar la tuya? No importa cuál sea la circunstancia que tú estés atravesando, créemelo, Dios tiene un plan perfecto y maravilloso para tu vida. Y le quiero dar la bienvenida a mi hermano en Cristo, Rudy López.
Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo estamos? How we doing? How we doing today? I just want to say thank you everybody that was able to make it today. Quiero decir gracias a todos que puedan venir ahora y todos los que están en línea. Ahora va a ser una bendición porque Dios está aquí. I just want to say that thank you for everybody because I know that the Spirit of God is here this evening. And I just want to, this evening, just give a big hand of applause to God. I just want to say that this opportunity that I was given to come up here, I just want to thank everybody from the group Celebrating the Recovery for giving me this opportunity because we do this only for God. The testimony that I'm about to give is not to honor or anything that I did before, but it's to give you guys an idea the path that I was in and the path that I am now. Ahorita el testimonio que voy a dar es un testimonio para no estar mirando cómo vivir la vida, pero la vida como viví antes y como ya estoy viviendo la vida ahora con Dios. Sí, gracias. Como dijo el hermano Mario, me llamo Rudy. For those, my name is Rudy. And I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 42 years old. Been married to my wife, my beautiful wife, for 26 years. We have three beautiful kids. My kids are in the back. Desiree, she's 23, Junior is 20, and my son Ernesto, he's 14. It's a blessing, to have this family that God has given me. Because les quiero decir que aquí estoy, que me está acompañando mi esposa de 26 años, mis hijos Desiree, Junior y Ernesto. Y es una bendición que Dios me ha dado esta familia a mí. Sí, gracias. Y les quiero decir que Celebrando la Recuperación, yo era de cuando comenzamos este grupo. A lo mejor pueden decir, ¿por qué no estás aquí ya? Dios, nosotros aquí en esta iglesia somos un cuerpo de Dios. So, cada quien hace diferentes cosas para Dios. Y Dios me habló para el ministerio en inglés. So, estoy sirviendo en el ministerio en inglés. No me dio la iglesia, pero estoy sirviendo en el ministerio en inglés. Just to let you guys know that I was one of the guys that was started Celebrating the Recovery when it first started with our brother Kiki, with Junior, and God we're a body of Christ here, and we all do different functions for God. And God has called me to help and to be part of the English ministry. So that's where I now, me and my wife, we're there, and that's where we put all our effort in to help out in English ministry. With that being said, that's me right now. Esto soy yo lo que estoy haciendo ahorita. Pero los vamos a ir para atrás. Cuando estaba chico, no se preocupen, no volverá mucho. I'm going to go back now to when I was a young age, till I was young. I'm going to give you a testimony of my parents, my family. I got my siblings here, my sisters. I got my niece here as well. And also, I have my friends here too that I grew up with. And it's a blessing to be able to have them here because only God can do that. Estamos aquí con mi familia, mi hermana, mis sobrinas y unos amigos que puedo decir que crecí con ellos en el barrio. Y solamente Dios puede hacer eso, traerlos juntos en la casa de Dios para venir y darle gracias al Señor. Yo soy una familia tengo mi mamá, mi papá, y éramos 12, 6 mujeres y 6 hombres. We're a family, my mom, my dad, we're a family of 12, 6 boys and 6 girls. We're a big family. Yes, we're a big family. I grew up with my parents. To this day, they're drug addicts. I pray for them every day, but they're still hooked on drugs. My mom, my dad, they're hooked on methamphetamine. Every day I pray for them. I still have hope. My sisters, my brothers, we all gone through a lot of trauma as we were young. En este momento, mi mamá y mi papá ahorita todavía están adictos a las drogas. Y todos los días yo siempre estoy orando por ellos. I just want to say that, as me growing up, my mom, my dad, my brothers, my sisters, we all grew up in Sherman. In Sherman, they used to call me Snoopy. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story about Snoopy. I'm Rudy now, but I'm gonna tell you a story about who Snoopy was. Snoopy is a person that I'm afraid of. Snoopy is a person that I don't want to get close to no more. But I can tell you a testimony about that person. Ahorita voy a un testimonio de la persona que yo era antes. Okay, esa persona yo tenía miedo. Le tenía miedo a esa persona antes, porque esa persona no era una persona que soy yo ahorita. Porque todo le queda la honra y la gracia a Dios por la persona que Él me ha hecho ahorita. Yo de chico miré muchas drogas en mi casa. Mis hermanos andaban con jeringas en los baños, en la cocina, jeringas en el piso. Mi mamá, mi papá con hombres, mi papá con mujeres, drogas. Todo eso en mi casa, todo eso, mujeres, tráfico en la casa. I've seen in my house when I was young, my dad going with other women, my mom going with other men, my brother shooting up in the bathroom, shooting up in the kitchen, syringes in the kitchen sink. Like, it was bad. It was really bad. And I grew up with that type of environment. So to me, it was normal to see my mom hit my dad. Para mí era algo normal mirando a mi papá pegándole a mi mamá. Para mí era normal. Yo pensaba que era algo que todos lo hacían. Ninguna vez, no me acuerdo, que ninguna vez yo y mi papá y mis hermanos y mis hermanas fuimos a comer como familia. Ninguna vez. I don't remember me or my parents, my sisters and my brothers ever going out to eat as a family. Never. Or even sitting down in a table. We didn't do that. Because my family, we were poor. We were poor. I say poor because if you didn't come to the house to eat when my mom made food, you didn't eat. You didn't eat. When I used to come home, I used to get bread with butter and sugar, and that was it. And when I did eat, my juice was water with sugar. That was my Kool-Aid. Yo cuando estaba chico, cuando llegaba a la casa, si no llegabas al cierto tiempo que mi mamá hacía de comer, no comías. Para mí, si llegabas tarde, pan con mantequilla y azúcar. Eso es lo que comía. ¿Y cuándo llegaba? ¿Cuándo llegaba? Cuando seguí creciendo a los 12 años, 13 años, 12 años, mi mamá y papá se dieron cuenta que yo estaba buscando drogas. At 12 years old, my mom and my dad found out that I was looking for drugs, for methamphetamine. So to them, it was easy to hand it to me. So yeah, my mom, my dad, they're the ones that introduced me to methamphetamine. You guys may be like, what the heck was going on? I don't blame them, because in their eyes or in their state of mind at that point in time, they were like, I'd rather give it to you than you go out there and quote unquote get in trouble. But when that thing happened, when they gave that to me, it was the beginning of something that really hurt me a lot. Cuando mi mamá y papá ellos me dieron drogas por la primera vez a mí, tenía 12 años, porque ellos se dieron cuenta que yo quería usar drogas, so ellos en su pensamiento me dieron drogas diciendo, yo prefiero dártelas a ti que tú vayas a la calle y lo busques. Y yo ahorita, este momento, yo en ese tiempo, yo no los odiaba, porque ellos pensaban que me andaban haciendo algo bien. So as I kept living life, you know, I've always run the streets. At 13 years old, you know, first went to jail, juvenile hall. And I give God the honor and the glory because the person that I went to jail with, he's right here. He's right here. We grew up together. We grew up together. And we went to jail together for the first time. And I was scared. I don't know if he was. I was scared. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. But as you guys know, that in the neighborhood, you can't show weakness, right? You can't. Ustedes saben que aquí tengo un amigo de cuando recién a los 12 años llegué a la juvenil. Está un amigo aquí conmigo que él era con él. Llegué a la juvenil. Y ahorita le digo que yo tenía mucho miedo. Y yo no le dije que tenía miedo. Yo estaba ahí con machismo pensando, hey, yo vámonos, soy felón, vámonos recio, a ver qué vamos a hacer. Y así llegó mi proceso, siempre en la cárcel. Y siempre yo y él no podíamos estar juntos en la calle. Me and him couldn't be together in the streets. It was part of our probation. We couldn't be together. And what happens? Every time we would get in trouble. We'd get locked up. We'd get locked up. We get locked up. It's like most of our teenage life, we were in jail together. You know what I mean? And as that continued, you know, I kept doing that. What I saw at home with my mom and my dad, I did it. I did it to other girls. I did it to men. Like I would hate them. I was empty inside, guys. Yo estaba vacío adentro cuando estaba joven. Estaba vacío, estaba llorando por ese amor que mi papá y mi mamá no me daban. I was screaming for that love that my mom and my dad couldn't give to me. They put a roof over my head. They put clothes on my back, of course. But they didn't give me that love that I was looking for. So what did I do? I seeked it somewhere else. I seeked it with the homies. And what did it do? I don't blame the neighborhood. I blame myself for making those choices. Okay? At the age of 15, I was drunk, and my friends did something, and they told me, whatever you do, don't get this car. Don't drive it. But because I was drunk, I got the car, I took it, I got in a high-speed chase, I got locked up, and whatever those persons did with that car, I was facing life at age 15. A la edad de 15 años, 14 años, yo estaba mirando a vida de 15 años en la juvenil, porque me agarraron en un carro robado, que unas personas hicieron algo que esa persona lo dañaron muy feo. At age 15, I was facing life, and inside again, I was screaming. I was screaming for help. I didn't want the lifestyle that I was living, guys. I didn't. Drugs, I had it everywhere. In my house, it was a big in and out. Drugs at all times. Like it was easy. Drugs were in my house. My brother had drugs. My mom, my dad had drugs. Excuse me. So the drugs was so easy for me to get. My house was a kickback. In the back, in the alley, in the back, everybody showed up. To the back, everybody showed up. You know, because that was the attention that I was seeking. That's the attention that I was seeking, because my parents didn't give me attention. Mis papás no me daban esa atención que yo andaba buscando, so yo lo busqué con mis amigos. Lo busqué con otras personas. Y yo no sabía cómo amar. Yo no sabía cómo hacer esa amistad. I didn't know how to love. I didn't know how to show that love to people. I hated people. So because I hated people, I had to show that big, strong Mr. Tough Guy. I couldn't show weakness. I went to jail. All my life, all my teenage life, I spent in jail. In and out. Toda mi vida de juventud en la cárcel. Siempre en la cárcel. Y una vez, yo cuando me iban a dar vida, yo hablé con un abogado que te dan ahí en la juvenil. Y yo le dije, quiero cambiar, dile al juez que me dé una oportunidad. When I was facing life, I told the lawyers they give you, I said, hey, I want to change. And I sincerely meant it. I want to change. I'm done. But the judge told me this, Rudy, I'm going to send you to the California Youth Authority for 4 years because you're a menace to society. Cuando yo fui a corte, el juez me dijo, Rudy, te voy a mandar a una prisión de jóvenes por 4 años porque ha mirado todo tu papelero y tú no vas a cambiar. Yo le dije, sí voy a cambiar. Dame una oportunidad. I'm going to change. Give me one opportunity. I said, no, you're going to California Youth Authority. Right now I'm going to show you some pictures real quick. Les voy a enseñar unas fotos. Esta foto es cuando tenía más que 14 años. Yo tomé la foto, no estoy ahí. No tomé la foto esa. Pero hay una persona ahí que está aquí ahorita. Okay, can we go to the next one? Ese soy yo cuando mandaban a la California Youth Authority. Ese soy yo cuando mandaban a la prisión de jóvenes. Tenía 15 años. 16 años. Can you show another one? Ese es mi papá. Cuando estaba en la prisión también. So, todo lo que yo miré, tatuajes. Miré le hice una cosa. En sus casas, los que ustedes hacen y tienen niños, ellos miran. I'm going to tell you guys something. For those that have kids, what you guys do at home, your kids will follow suit. Your kids will do what you guys do. They're like a sponge. Whatever you do, even foul language, they'll say it. They'll say it. But yeah, we get mad when they say it. But yeah, you were just on the phone, woo, 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 saying bad language. Oh, but you can't say this. Come on, guys, we got to change, the way we talk, because if we want our kids to be good, we have to be that role model. Because if you're not that role model, I guarantee you they're going to go out there and seek it somewhere else. And it's not going to be something good. Les digo, papás, que si ahorita sus hijos, si usted no le enseñan bien en la calle, le van a enseñar otra cosa. Porque eso me hicieron a mí. Eso me hicieron a mí. Todas las cosas que mi papá me enseñaron algo. Las drogas, pegándole a mi mamá. Para mí era normal. Era normal. Yo pensaba que eso era algo normal. Can you see another one? Sorry. Es yo y mi papá. This right here is when I came back from my re-encounter. Mi encounter. Eso es cuando vine a mi encuentro. Es cuando Dios me habló y me arrastró y this is where God, when I gave him my encounter. So what I will say, at 12 years old, I was in jail, 16, facing life. On my teen, I spent in life most of my adult life too. Just not 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I was still running the streets. I was still doing what I was doing. The drugs, guys, las drogas, a mí me tenían bien amarrado. Bien amarrado. Una cosa, cuando yo iba a la torcida, cuando iba a la cárcel, solamente ahí no hacía yo drogas. Porque es que una caja de 8x8 no puede hacer mucho. Guys, when I was in jail, I didn't do drugs when I was in jail. Because you guys know, for those that visited, it's an 8x8 cell. It's like, you can't really do too much. But you know what? As I continue, not too long ago, I was telling my wife, I was like, babe, like, why do I feel this way? She's like, what do you mean? I said, sometimes I feel like I wasn't meant to be with this family, with my parents, because that's not the life I wanted to live. And I told my wife, I said, you know what? I need to talk to my mom. I need to talk to my dad. And I want to ask them that I forgive them for doing what they did to me, for giving me drugs at 12 years old. I don't hate them, but I just wanted to forgive them because I feel like if there was something inside of me, that was rooting, I wanted to give that to God because I couldn't do it by myself. I couldn't. You know, I've done so many things. You know, there is a point that me and some friends we were going to we were going to this place to shoot at somebody. Okay, we're as in the car we're fighting, not fighting, but we're arguing for this gun. Let me shoot. No, let me shoot. Let me shoot. No, let me shoot. I ended up getting the gun. We went to this alley. I saw a person. I got off. I pointed the gun at him. The gun did not go off. I looked up. Everybody was looking in this alley. Everybody was looking at me. As he ran, I still got the gun and it still didn't go off. We went in the car. We left. Next day, people calling me. Hey, I heard you went boo over here and woo woo and this and that. I was like, what? No, it's not me. Yeah, people identified you. People, I said, what do you mean? Like, yeah, people said it was you. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I tell my wife, imagine if I would have shot this person, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have my wife and I wouldn't have my kids. To me, God was there. God was there. You know, I give God the honor and the glory. It's not easy out there right now, guys. It's not easy out there in the streets. Talk to you. If you have kids, relatives, talk to them, guys. Talk to them. The drugs out there. The drugs, it's crazy. This fentanyl, crazy. Okay? Any other pills that people are popping in school? My kids, when they're in high school, I would talk to them, hey, how was school, Dad? How was school, kids? This and that. And they would tell me, Dad, there's a corner in school that kids are smoking weed and the teachers don't do nothing. I said, what do you mean? Like, you go to a good school, you know? They're like, Dad, just because we go to a good school doesn't mean people don't do drugs. I said, maybe those are one of the schools that kids do a lot of drugs in, you know? I was surprised because, and me and my wife were like, you know what, we're going to get our kids. They're not going to go in the hood. They're going to go over here. But we come to find out that wherever you put your kids, guys, there's going to be drugs. It is what it is. We got to face reality. But it's up to us to go with our kids and spend that quality time with them. Spend that time with them. Ask them how was school. Ask them how you doing. Get that trust. Because I know that us, I know a lot of you guys can relate, but for us to be able to gain that trust or give that trust to somebody else was hard. Especially us, man, you know, growing up and having that machismo and I'm bad and this. Guys, I thought I was on top of the world. When I was young, I was on top of the world. What I'm about to tell you is not to boast. But when I used to fight, I used to always knock people out. One punch. So I used to tell people, I used to think that, you know what, I think the homies are just with me because they're, you know what I mean, because they know I can fight. Muchas veces cuando yo me peleaba, yo siempre noqueaba a las personas con una trompa. Pues, con una vez, más les pagaba una vez y los noqueaba. Y en vez me ponía a pensar, yo a lo mejor por eso mis amigos están conmigo porque me usan como de protección o algo así. But you know what? To me, you know, let me fast forward a little bit. Me voy a adelantar poquito más para adelante. You know, mi esposa, I met my wife when I was 16, she was 15. You know, at a party. We didn't want to go to this party. I didn't want to go because I want to drink with my friends. She didn't want to go because she was drinking. Well, she was with her friends or whatever the reason was. We met. You know, she was playing hard to get. You know what I mean? But look at her now. You know, mi esposa, yo ya los hicimos meet. Los conocimos en un party que ella no quiso ir y un party que yo no quiso ir. Y fuimos, era ahí en el barrio, fuimos y por una cosa a la otra, pues me miró, le gusté y pues, you know, but, de primero no me hacía caso, Y pues yo, uno, pues ahí estaba aferrado. Hey, no, dame tu número, que no, y que no. Algo chistoso, lo todo. Y era noche y me dijo, hey, te doy un raite. Dije, ok, pues. Me da un raite, boom, ahí por por la 25. Luego me dice, ¿dónde vives? Le dije, esta es una casa bien fea, es una casa bonita. Oh, aquí vivo, aquí déjame. Lo bueno que no estaba mi mamá o mi papá afuera. Aquí déjame. Ahí me dejó y como les dije, mi casa siempre era una para adentro y para afuera. So dice mi esposa que una vez pasó. Yo estaba allá afuera con mis amigos y más rato me dice que ¿por qué le mentí? Dije, es que, mija, pues, tenía ventanas quebradas con madera y, I was telling that I met my wife, when I met her, she gave me a ride and I told her, when she dropped me off, she said, where's your house? I was telling her that this was an ugly house and this was a good house. Well, I told her, drop me off right here. This is where I live. But it comes to find out that, a couple of days later, she passed by again and she saw me in the beat up house, But you know what? Ever since then, I met my wife. She's been a blessing to my life, guys. She's been a blessing to my life. One thing I will tell you guys, we're not perfect. We are an imperfect marriage, but we are a marriage in the working by God. When we put God in the middle, in the center of our marriage, or in the center of you and what you do, best believe that God will do great things with you. But even that, guys, even though when I got my wife, life was not easy because what we did, I brought all my baggage, and she brought all her baggage. So imagine her bringing her baggage, me bringing my baggage, and keep in mind, guys, when you guys get together, we get married, they don't give you an instruction book, right? They don't tell you, okay, rule number 1, this and this, be kind, be loving, and this and that. Cuando uno se casa o uno está con el novio, la novia, cuando digo, no hay unas instrucciones, ¿verdad? Que te dice, oh, mira, número 1 dice que la ames y que la trates así. Era un proceso. Cuando estábamos juntos era un proceso. Okay. Era un proceso y pues sabes que cuando vine a mi encuentro, Dios transformó mi vida y la vida de mi esposa. When I came to encounter, God spoke to me and it spoke to my wife. So when God spoke to me, I asked God. I said, God, like, what do you want with me? I said, I'm a person that used to steal. I'm a person that used to do drugs. I'm used to a person that used to do this and that. Like, why me? Why did you choose me? He said, because I do great things with broken pieces. Muchas veces en vida creemos que no podemos. A lot of times in life we believe that we think that we can't do it. We can't achieve things. Can I tell you guys that one of the easiest things in life is to give up? Muchas veces en la vida, lo que es, lo más fácil es darte por vencida. Muy fácil, ¿verdad? El matrimonio. Te peleas, ya me quiero ir. La verdad, porque le digo algo, yo en ese tiempo es lo que yo hacía. ¿Por qué? Porque quería correr mis problemas. I wanted to run from my problems. I didn't want to face my problems. But God spoke to me, Rudy, let's just say you run from this marriage and you go somewhere else. What you avoided here, you're going to have here. So God spoke. He said, what do you want in life? I gave you a beautiful wife, some beautiful kids. I gave you what you wanted. Okay? I gave you what you need, not what you wanted. Dios me dio lo que ocupo, no lo que quiero. Muchas veces queremos lo que queremos, pero Dios más nos da lo que ocupamos. And I just want to say, guys, that as we come here today, I want you guys to realize that don't give up. Les quiero decir que no tengan de vencida. Muchas veces en vida, un mecate, cuando estamos subiendo el mecate, es bien duro. A lot of times when we're climbing a rope, it's hard, right? It's painful. It's painful. But when we reach that destination, or when we reach that mile high or that top of the rope, when we get off, there's always something good of that. Cuando estamos en ese, how you say rope again? En ese lazo, estamos tratando duro, es bien duro para subir ese lazo. Pero ya cuando lo subimos, lo sentimos muy bonito. Muhammad Ali una vez dijo, you don't lose if you get knocked down. You lose if you stay down. Muchas veces Muhammad Ali dijo, tú no pierdes cuando te tumban, tú pierdes cuando te quedas abajo. También dijo, I am grateful for all my victories, but I'm especially grateful for my losses because they only made me work harder. También dijo, soy agradecido por mis victorias, pero también estoy más agradecido por mis derrotas, porque la única manera es trabajar más duro. So guys, today, I want to tell you guys, don't give up. We have kids, you have kids, don't give up on them. That even though that sometimes they make mistakes, be there next to them. Don't abandon them. Even if your parents abandoned you, don't abandon your kids. I know sometimes it might not be easy. I know sometimes it might be hard. But if God is with you, then who can be against you? So tonight, as we get ready to do this altar call, I just want to say that think about this verse that I'm about to say. I want to read Luke 15:11-24. Quiero leer Luke 15:11-24. It says, Jesus just told this story. A man had two sons. The younger son told his father, I want my share of your estate now before you die. So his father agreed to divide his wealth between his sons. A few days later, this young son packed all his belongings and moved to a distant land. And there he wasted all his money in wild living. Guys, a lot of times when we have money, or when it was back in the days, for me, when I had drugs, I had all the friends in the world. But once I was zeroed out, boom, they left. A lot of times we like to go out there and party, right? But I tell you one thing, from experience, that thing comes to an end sooner or later. It comes to an end. Muchas veces, cuando nos vamos al mundo, o cuando queremos ir al mundo, uno piensa que se la pasa bonito de aquellas, esto y el otro. Pero va a haber un momento que todo eso se termina y te quedas solo, vacío, empty, and asking yourself, what is it that I want? Why am I like this? Why am I feeling like this? Look around you, guys. Who are you next to when you're out there, whether it's at work, your friends? What kind of friends do you have? Because the friends that you have could contaminate, your life. Don't let your past bleed out your present and contaminate your future. No dejas que tu pasado sangre tu presente y contamine tu futuro. Porque Dios está aquí. And it also says that about the time his money ran out, a great famine swept over the land, and he began to serve. He persuaded a local farmer to hire him, and the man sent him to his fields to feed the pigs. The young man became so hungry that even the pots he was feeding the pigs looked good to him, but no one gave him anything. When he finally came to his senses, he said to himself, at home, even the hired servants had food enough to spare, and here I am dying of hunger. I will go home to my father and say, Father, I have sinned against you, both heaven and you, and I am no longer worthy of being called your son. So today, Facebook, um, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being there tonight. And I just pray that over your life, that today, the message that God gave, it's not me, that God gave may be able to be a blessing to you, your kids, and everybody else. Facebook, este testimonio que viste ahora, que sea una bendición para tu vida y un testimonio que puedes usar para ti y para tus hijos y para todos alrededor de ti. Muchas gracias.